Barack Obama and Michelle Obama are producers on the film.
They are.
Obey.
What are you fucking doing? What the fuck? Are those your teeth?
You must have the blood of the sun and the consciousness of the universe in order to move forward. 7.58 UV index. UVC radiation is next. UVC radiation is at a 23. UVC radiation is at a 23. UVC radiation would dissipate when it would hit the ozone layer. The ozone layer is being removed. It is now ground level.
Now this guy right here is Colonel Douglas McGregor, all right? Listen to what he has to say.
The US military official has blown the whistle on how banks across America are about to close down, and the 2024 presidential election is going to be cancelled. According to Colonel Douglas McGregor, the public need to know that there will be a sudden closure of all major banks in the US, orchestrated by the elite, which will last for up to 3 weeks.
Welcome back to the coolest channel on YouTube. Look, man, I got a special video for y'all here today, man. Look, it's gonna have a lot of gems in this joint right here, so don't skip a thing because you will be lost in the sauce. Make sure you're going out here doing your own research, man, and never believe anything you see in these videos. Make sure you go out here and figure out this information for yourself. But look, it's crazy. Have y'all seen the movie yet? Oh man, like it's crazy, man. But look, we're gonna break it down a little bit, man. Hopefully y'all enjoy this one. Just know if you're going through a tough time, we're going through this thing called life together, people. Go ahead, smash that like button. Let's get this thing to like 20,000 likes. Send this to your friends and family. Look, we over here discussing some dope topics, man, for some like-minded people, man. Good vibes only. And y'all know how we rock, man. Y'all know how we get down. But look, like I said, pay attention to this. Let's get into it.
Came to a more accurate realization. I fucking hate people.
Airplanes, guns, upside down American flags, flamingos, warships, shotguns, deer. What the fuck that is? I think bunkers, stairs to bunkers, frequencies, upside down buildings, New York, upside down, loose teeth, upside down crosses, birds flying away, again upside down crosses, time running out, looks like bulls turning into, those look like camps, those are Teslas, radios, the only thing that will be working are ham radios, satellites, and here we go. And I, baby.
Leave the world behind. That's what's on the rental listing, at least. Fun. He's Captain, right? No.
Barack Obama and Michelle Obama are producers on the film.
They are.
Now check this out. I figured out this part. This movie's very psychological. There's a lot of hidden messages. This is a big, beautiful house, right? Now read the name on the door. The door, it says Thorns, right? Thorns. The glass is broken. Notice that it's a red door too. I don't know if y'all know what that means, right? Right? That means low vibrational. Now check this out. She's in somebody's big house, eating up their food. So they're saying this world is somebody's house. Pay attention to that. There's a picture of a melanated family, look, right there. Woo! In the living room. And she's what? Trespassing. So they're saying what? She's trespassing in their house. The house is symbolic for the world, guys.
That part. Follow me for more.
Yeah.
Follow me for more.
That part.
Y'all check out the conditioning inside that new movie, Leave the World Behind. We've got Obey, NASA, Obey, NASA. Come on, y'all. You gotta be a little bit more clever than that.
See how they let the cousin Julia Roberts? Because she's low vibration. And the other girl was high vibration, energy. That's what that scene was about. See how she always is standoffish and disrespecting people and disregarding them? Yeah, that
Follow
part.
me for more.
What is that? Blood? Is that blood? What are you fucking doing? What the fuck? Are those your teeth? Archie. Stop doing that. Clay!
My teeth.
Clay!
What's happening to me?
Clay!
Is everything okay?
Something's wrong with Archie.
What is it? Oh, the fuck?
Exactly what I said.
My teeth just, they feel weird, and I touched them, they fell out.
It was
I
a
don't
little
know.
warm last night, but this, I don't know.
Okay, all right, well, you're okay. I don't feel okay. Pay attention to what you're saying. I'm the best at this. This is what I do. From the intro, look. Intro.
Pay attention to that red light right there. It's a planet. It's a planet neighborhood. You hear me? You hear me? Yeah. Ain't nobody else gonna tell you because they don't know.
Facts.
I know.
Facts.
Excuse the snoring. That's my daughter. She's sleeping. Huh?
Follow me for more. Subscribe.
That's what I do. I am the supreme.
That's what I do.
The supreme consciousness.
The supreme.
Keep watching. I got something for ya.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Have you guys heard?
Hey, Lo. So look, check this out though. Check this out. So in the movie, his teeth was falling out. Let's address the teeth situation, y'all. He was low vibrational as well. So the son, this is what happened to him. He was taking pictures of the black girl at the pool, secretly, like just taking pictures of her in a perverted way, man, developing very, very, very low vibrations, you know. And check this out though. In the movie, they said his teeth was falling out because of radiation. Think about it. They're not just talking about it's coming from weaponry and stuff like that. No, the radiation is coming from the sun and it's changing our DNA as we speak. We're developing, but some people are going to regress low vibrations. People check that out, you know what I'm saying? Catch on to what was going on because he was the only one there with his teeth falling out. Because if it was radiation from a weapon or something like that, best be sure it would have been happening to everybody in that immediate area, you know? So catch on to that, you know? But it's crazy. And also when the girl was outside with the deer or whatever, you know, the deer only ran when Julie Robertson came out. Really, you know what I'm saying? So you got to catch on to that. And the whole time in the whole movie, she was very low vibrational. Very low. It's not like she's one of them pretend people that, you know how you joke like, oh, I hate people. But at the same time, you really do deep down. You love them. But she really did like hate people. But look, we're going to get back to this though. We're going to keep breaking this thing down. It's crazy.
Heard that we may not have a 2024 presidential election. Now this video is for entertainment purposes only. Now this guy right here is Colonel Douglas McGregor, all right? Listen to what he has to say.
The US military official has blown the whistle on how banks across America are about to close down, and the 2024 presidential election is going to be cancelled. According to Colonel Douglas McGregor, the public need to know that there will be a sudden closure of all major banks in the US, orchestrated by the elite, which will last for up to 3 weeks. Colonel McGregor also revealed that the 2024 election will be cancelled due to martial law being imposed by the Biden regime.
You're absolutely right. I don't think we'll ever get to the 2024 election. I think things are going to implode in Washington before then. I think our economic financial condition is fragile. It's going to come home to roost in ugly ways. I will tell you, I don't know exactly how it will happen. I think we're going to end up in a situation where we find out the banks are closed for 2 or 3 weeks and nobody can get into them. You think so? I think we're going to run into something like that, yeah. I also think that the levels of violence and criminality in our cities is so high that it's going to spill over into other places in society. People that normally think they can live remote from the problem are now beginning to be touched by the problem. Then I look at this thing in Ukraine. I think Ukraine is going to lose catastrophically. It's going to be a complete collapse. And that too is going to have an effect here at home because people are going to say, well, wait a minute. Everybody told us Ukraine was winning. Everybody told us X, Y, and Z. I mean, it's sort of the Russian hoax on steroids. All of those things are going to come together or converge in some way that's going to prevent us from reaching, the status quo. Oh, another election. Oh, another set of campaigns and so forth.
You see, I've heard this before, but again, this is all speculation. But this is coming from a U.S. colonel, military colonel, so I would think he would have some idea. And I'm not gonna lie, everybody has been having this feeling that things are coming to an end anyways, y'all. Y'all see the state of the world everywhere. Y'all see what I post. Literally everywhere is being affected by what's going on. Let me know what you guys think. Like, share, and follow for more videos like this. Thank you for tuning into my frequency. Keep up with me on my other platforms, especially for my YouTube, where I go deeper on an esoteric level on these topics. Let's get this shift. Peace in.
Keep watching, we building.
Now we're being told there's a hole in the sun. Yeah, a hole in the sun. About the size of 60 planet Earths. And I saw a video of that the other day. Here it is, the hole in the sun. Somehow there's a hole in the sun. What the hell? And I started thinking, there's a lot of strange stuff going on in the world right now, this week, including this. A long lost ship was found in the desert of South Africa. You heard me right. A long lost ship was found in the desert. Then you got this story. Scientists have discovered a prehistoric world on Earth in Argentina. What the hell does that even mean? I'm telling you, there's something weird going on. There's some kind of phase going on. There's some kind of shift in reality. There's some kind of parallel universe. I don't know what it is, but something is definitely going on. And it's not just with me, who's had no sleep for 4 straight nights. I have slept in the day a little bit, but I'm averaging about 3 hours per day. I don't know. I just wanted to tell you all some of the weird stuff going on. Shabadoo, Bushkis. Shabadoo.
Hey, y'all gotta get some sleep though. You'll start to lose your damn mind. Look, that's one of the bad symptoms. Saying.
Peace in. Do you know what this is? No, this is not Iceland. This is the Philippines. Yes, y'all, the Philippines has cracked wide open. Do you guys remember the earthquakes? Let me show y'all. Check this out, y'all. Cranes came tumbling down. Check this out, y'all. Shit's crazy. Boy, I smell a lawsuit, boy. Oh my goodness, y'all saw that? And the building is waving too, is waving back and forth. Schools came tumbling down. Look at this, y'all. Oh my goodness. Wow. Look at that. But I'm just fascinated at this because literally everywhere in the world is cracking wide open. The world is literally splitting in two, y'all. What do y'all think of this? Let me know what y'all think about this video. Like, share, and follow for more, y'all. Let's get this shift. Peace out.
What if I told you the whole concept of white versus black was created solely for the purpose of separation? And that the real individuals behind the president, behind Congress, the hidden hand, is also melanated non-ether people also. What if I told you that? The individuals you see in the illustration behind me, I refer to as the black nobility. These are the original 13 families, okay? These are melanated, carbonated individuals. Everything we've ever been told, okay, in reference to who we believe the enemy is, so to speak, has been solely for the purpose of distraction, okay? Now, again, there are malevolent Caucasian individuals that did wholeheartedly embrace that role, okay, that they were set to play. But this actually derived from our own melanated people selling us out. Look at some of the old relics from Europe, you'll see that these individuals were black people, okay, that they commemorated, that they highly revered. You can find a lot of the real ancient relics in the Vatican. They had statues and all kind of things to commemorate the black nobility. 13 families all have the blood of the black draconian. The individual you see to my left and the illustration behind me is referred to as Tarnush or Halal, okay?
And if you look at him, look, just check this out. Just go look at the movie Vampire in Brooklyn. They're talking about the same thing. So
this was a black draconian. This is who Rod Hayes making reference to when he say they look like us, but they not us. These are reptilians, okay? And oftentimes they have the pointed ears and a widow's peak as a genetic trait. The elder god, Dr. Malachi Z. York, he spoke on these entities in the holy tablets, okay? This is a depiction, okay, of how these individuals look. They're reptilian, they are shapeshifters, and they are black. They are normal melanated. This is a depiction of how some of them may look. They look like us, but they not us. Here's another example, okay? Black reptilian, black draconian. They figured if they could create an enemy for us, then we wouldn't think about them, okay? That's why one of their names, code names, basically is the hidden hand. They're the biggest secret that most people don't talk about. Tarnush is the son of Marduk, okay? Tarnush wanted some form of cosmic dominion, and when his grandfather Anu didn't grant that, his request, he just completely went disagreeable. And there were others that carried that same ideology. They basically wanted dominion and wanted to have some sort of power, and they wanted to cause chaos and wreak havoc because of that. As I told you in the past, these archonic entities thrive on your low frequency emotions like grief, guilt, anxiety, and things of that nature, fear, okay? So they can't really operate in the 528 hertz frequency, which is love. So it's important that you embrace this green Ethereum cosmic energy that's re-emerging, okay? That's the essence of the heart chakra energy that's going to come back. And once we fully embody that and we eliminate all racism, all hatred, and we just fully walk in the heart chakra, okay, and follow the laws of Mayat, which your heart being light as a feather, which you're forgetting about anything that you've been taught through the indoctrination process in regards to the assimilation, then you will fully ascend and tap into your crown chakra and fully reap the benefits of a Kundalini awakening. You can't do it with hatred, okay?
Right.
So contrary to what you want to believe, you want to have an enemy and things of that nature, it's understandable, but your biggest enemy is yourself, and your biggest enemy is the indoctrination and a false technology that you've been told, okay? This also came from Yaqub, okay? Remember, he was the author of technology, and a lot of this illustration that we still following stems from that. If you follow in a concept of hatred or anything along the lines of that, then you are actually going off the teachings and the ideologies of technology, which were orchestrated by Yaqub, the scientist, all right? This is some of the doctrines that he came up with on the island of Patmos, okay? Yaqub actually was the one that orchestrated and came up with the enemy for us to have some form of adversities with, okay? That we can actually see to camouflage the 13 families, the black nobility that actually been puppet mastering this whole thing, controlling this whole matrix, operating this whole simulation behind the veil. Remember, the meek shall inherit the earth, and those who really hone into their true primordial self will reap the benefits of ascension to the fifth dimension, okay? You have to just go inward. You have to tap in with self, and you have to realize that everything you have been taught this whole time has been an illusion to create hatred in you and to create some form of diversity and separation amongst the people on this planet. This is important. It says your true work in life is to keep lifting your frequency, because everything in your life comes as a result of the vibration you are on. So if you're on a vibration of hatred, you're on a vibration of revenge and things of that nature, you're going to completely go through what's called the infinity cycle, where you're going to completely do incarnations over and over and over again. The trick to breaking out of this matrix is actually going into the heart chakra, so you can then go to the higher dimensional planes of existence, because unfortunately these lower realms, you get stuck in the lower realms and the lower ethers if you stay in those frequencies. Peace, love, and light to everyone.
Right. Look, I've been telling y'all that the whole time, like since I've been doing this, like, you know, we're not just making this up, you know.
So many of us going back to the 60s, maybe even earlier, you know, the conspiracy nuts who are now, and I don't want to thank Lupe for this, pattern recognition specialists have been waiting for, and that's the fall of the cabal. It's just, it's lethal, and it's ugly, and it's vicious, and it's virtually in every country in some shape or form. And you have to understand that that's exactly what's happening. They are clinging to power, clinging to anything and everything, because they realize that if they lose power, they are going to cease to exist on Earth because of everything they've done to humanity. And there are all kinds of storylines, there's all kinds of rumors, there's all kinds of theories. There's a lot of prognosticating, there's assumptions about what is happening, why it's happening, the decisions that are being made. Just, there's so much that is going on. And, you know, if I had one single piece of advice to anybody, and this includes my children, it's believe nothing that you hear and half of what you see. Because at this point, what we seem to know, or what we thought we knew about reality, is literally collapsing before our eyes. And this is why it's really, really important to be the observer. Because if we emotionally get attached to a very specific outcome, we could very well be disappointed. It does not mean that the end result will not be what we hope and have prayed for, but the way it goes down may be completely different than what we think. Because this process is live. It's been gamed, but you can't always depend on your opposition to do exactly what you want in the way that you want.
Right.
So there's always give and take. There are always adjustments, simulating new situations. And we, as a race, need to be very, very careful. And what I mean by that is, even if there's no failure point in this operation, in this global op, we cannot predict how things are going to go, because that information is not truly being shared with humanity. And it cannot be truly shared with humanity because of the lethality of the enemy.
We're having a
How many times can you say his name? Uzi. Uzi has a game to play. How many times can you say his name? Uzi, Uzi. Uzi Uzi has a game to play. How many times can you say his name? Uzi, 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 Uzi. 6.
We gonna build on that.
Little Uzi Vert wants all of his fans to know that he and his love Playboy Cardi are open Luciferians with his latest Instagram post where he has a man dressed up as Baphomet, which is used in the Church of Satan as a representation of Lucifer. And in the middle, there's an upside down cross, which in the occult means the rejection of Jesus. And then to top it all off, 2 adolescent girls standing next to Baphomet, and the imagery stinks of pedophilia. And that shouldn't be shocking to us, because on Little Uzi Vert's TikTok, his profile image is of him promoting Balenciaga, the same designer clothing line that recently was exposed for posting images of pedophilia on their social media. In Matthew chapter 7 and verse 20, Jesus told us, by their fruits ye shall know them. Little Uzi is showing us that he's a Luciferian that's comfortable with pedophilia. So how can you continue to follow them, have no fellowship with the works of darkness, but rather reprove them? And whether you like it or not, the truth is the truth.
See, look, y'all know, look, we've been talking about these frequencies, and you seen Andre 3000, the album that he dropped. You know, you see what side people are clearly on when it comes to this. And this is very intentional, and you're about to learn something a little bit different about the frequencies and what they can do and what they stand for. Certain people have certain agendas, and you heard the people in the crowd. Like, that's why I haven't been going. I used to be fans of some of these people, so I really started to sit back and just watch and understand what's going on. And once you start learning about frequencies, you'll get a more understanding for what's going on. And we about to tap into something right now.
Guess what hydrogen sounds like? It's a key of E, and it's a color yellow. That's what proper physics gets you to. Oxygen is a chartreuse, and it's the key of F over F sharp. Now they used to, like I said, information used to be thought about as just electrical information passing on. But I got a question for you. Have you ever been at a party with some of your friends you ain't seen in 10 years, but y'all was like 14, you hung out and there's a song that came on and you like, and everybody got up and was live at that moment. Now say 10 years later you got a friend with you, he's a good guy, but he wasn't there when me and my boys formed this. So when that song comes on, our DNA tightens. There's a particular song, a scale in the genomes for each and every one of us. Now, when that song is played, when your particular prime resonant frequency is played, guess what happens? Your DNA celebrates and tightens. Everything else gets pushed out. Harmonic wave resequencing. The carbon is also the key of E and yellow. The nitrogen is G. And all these play a song. So say that the F over F sharps of the oxygen, the green, is only hitting at an F. Why? Because there's another frequency coming in from a generator over there. That's changing and causing it to change. The F hits the carbon, so instead of hitting as an F sharp, it hits as an F, so when it hits the carbon at an E, it doesn't hit it quite right, so the domino don't file right. So the next domino hits wrong. And so now we have malformation happening within our DNA because the frequencies are being pushed off. But when we hear our tone, we tighten back up. So yeah, I'm in the process of building the harmonic wave resequencer with another doctor who has been able to successfully cure AIDS and cancer. And it's well underway. But I wanted you guys to understand how that works. It's so simple. You do not need to tear the human body apart when all you can do is use frequency to bring it back to its normal space.
And look, and this is why we're covering this, because in the beginning, did you see Leave the World Behind? In the introduction, in the beginning of the movie, it had waves, frequency waves. So this is going to be one of the ways that, you know, attack could happen, and in which it is currently happening, and why some of the music is bad for you. Not saying like, oh, rap music and stuff is bad. It's certain rap music and the intentions and the stuff that happens behind it with some of the big companies and some of the big records that are being produced on purpose for certain reasons. Yeah, get what I'm saying? All right, stick with me.
Apple cider vinegar.
Bill Gates bought it.
Oh God. Bill Gates now owns one of the few natural healthy tonics we had, and he's putting the apples in it with
the appeal?
The creepy ass.
Oh, what is that? That's like a coating that they spray on the outside of vegetables.
It's some schmegma to keep the apples preserved longer.
Is it just apples?
For Costco apples to stay fresher longer.
But what is in it?
I would love to know.
Oh,
I would love to know.
These motherfuckers, they get stuff out there before anybody's aware that these things are a problem, and then like years later, you're like, what's in it?
Talc, asbestos.
Yeah.
And then you don't find out till later. So it's like talking about this and just being like, wow, being suspicious about like, should apples last for 4 weeks? And then I guess he owns half of the McDonald's potatoes for the French fries.
McDonald's food really lasts long after you've bought it? Well, take a look. This burger and fries was bought in Iceland 6 years ago. That's right. It is one of the last McDonald's meals that was ever served in that country before all the stores closed. So one guy decided to keep the food as something of a keepsake. So don't believe me? Check it out. Live streaming right now. Wow. This is the burger and fries right now.
Is that like
refrigerated?
Hermetically sealed?
Well,
is that airtight?
Yeah, it's under glass. This was served 2,200 days ago.
You can heal the body with sound frequency.
Show you sound and frequency and vibration visualized.
Sound frequency and vibration.
Beautiful cymatic patterns represented everywhere, but not just in nature, in the buildings of the old world. The past understood the technology of sound, the benefits of it with healing, the frequency and vibrations all too well. That is why the cathedrals represent them so clearly. These temples and cathedrals were places of sound healing. It was no coincidence from a people building magnificent works with just supposed hammer and chisel. Cymatic architecture was at the backbone of all these old world structures, not just in the cathedrals, but the star forts as well. They understood how to tap into the natural frequency and vibrations and use them in so many benefits. They were one with this realm around us. To understand the true secrets of this realm, you must think in terms of frequency, energy, and vibrations. Question.
You can heal the body with sound frequency and vibration. And you can also lift things with sound vibration. Go look into cymatics on YouTube to get more information on this. By the way, I also sell some fire crystal jewelry, crystal necklaces, and crystal bracelets. The link is in my bio. Go check it out. You might see something on my website that you really like. Check this out, y'all. Look. Look at the hands. Vibrating their body. Y'all know frogs can do this.
Exactly.
And so can humans. This is amazing. You can vibrate your body and do this. Water also holds memory, and it's also a conductor. And like I said, frogs can do the same thing. Watch this. Sound vibration. And water holds memory. Dang, that shit loud. And water holds memory. You can even play frequencies over your water to program your water because, like I said, water holds memory. And you can then drink that water for that water to become a part of you and for that memory and information inside of the water to become a part of you. Sound vibration gets really, really deep and interesting. Besides that, I got some fire crystal jewelry on my website.
crystal necklaces and crystal bracelets. The link is in my bio. Go check it out. You might just see something that you really like.
There is some very strange water experiments you can do with frequencies, and you can
Look at that. So the electricity running into the water makes it do that
It's
spiral?
sound, really. It's not even electricity.
It's sound.
Vibration.
The spout is connected to a speaker. The speaker is being controlled by an oscillation thing.
But if you do all the hertz, you can see it.
Oh my god, this is incredible.
This is just one experiment for this. There's a lot of other really, really cool ones.
So if you change the frequency, the patterns change.
This is some weird shit.
So the ultrasonic waves are causing these objects to levitate. So they're levitating in the ultrasonic waves.
Is that ice?
I don't even think it says exactly what they're floating there. It's probably just a piece of maybe like rice or a piece of paper or something.
Holy shit.
But people speculate this is maybe how the pyramids might have been made because of the frequencies that people think they made or could have made.
That was something
Hancock
that
stuff and
Eddie Griffin said outside the comedy store once, high as fuck. Smoking cigarettes going,
I don't know how.
pyramids were made with sound.
Yeah, hey, look, it ain't as is the mathing for y'all? How a lot of things were formed and how they did it and how that we were, tapped into the planet, like Captain Planet. You feel me? Like to what our powers combine. I'm Captain Planet. Like we capable of everything. We have to understand who we are, who we've been, who we always are. We're infinite beings. We've always been here, and what we're doing now is tapping into things outside of ourselves when we were already resonating with the frequency of the earth, and we were masters of frequencies and sound. That's why we're so good at music. That's why we're so good at pretty much everything. But we got to tap back in and wake up and understand who we are. But look, as y'all tracking, it's the mathing. Let me know in the comments down below if y'all still here with me. We got some more to cover though, because this movie covered a lot of different things, and we tapping in right now. We building.
The battery packs in the human body. On one side, it's how many electrons are we putting in, and there are a lot of electron donors. Electron donors can be getting out in the sun, can be walking barefoot in the grass. It can be leaning up your body up against a tree because the tree has electrons and will donate them to you. Hugging an animal, a common way that makes people in nursing homes feel better is to buy them a dog or a cat. They hold the dog or the cat and get electrons from it. The animal runs outside and recharges itself and brings some back to you. Moving water is an electron donor, whereas still water tends to be an electron stealer. Moving air is an electron stealer. That's why when you ride in a convertible, you look really cool, but you're always tired when you get there because the wind steals electrons from you. On one hand, we look at what things can put electrons in the body, and then what things steal them. And again, the most common stealers are dental infections, emotional baggage, various toxins, particularly the toxins that we are getting from things like GMO foods and pesticides and other kinds of things, air pollution. There's a lot of toxins around us. And of course, one can almost include in the concept emotional baggage. They're toxins in a different way in that they rob us of voltage that we should be using for something else.
Come on now, energy vampires as well, you know.
I'm just at the airport, right? And I zoom in. What the fuck? 2 moons in the sky? Huh?
2 moons. Miami sky. 3 at 24.
I see this moon right here. It's the fucking moon right there. And then I'm gonna go this side. And then it's the moon right here. Look at this. There it is, there it is. There it is. Holy shit.
Oh, it's time. This is a portal.
to show you how it opens up. Pay attention to the center of it, because there's a little circle in the middle of it. Just look at it. Screenshot it and zoom in if you like. Take a look. See? Now watch how they all appear right there. Now I want to take you through these transitions. Look closely. Now watch the background, the trees. See? Oh yes. Call them what you want. They look like ancestors to me.
Think about it. We're gonna keep building.
This whole thing about you getting free in America and your life gonna be better, that shit ain't happening. Y'all can face up to that. Ain't nothing happening in this country that your life gonna be better and you gonna see a better day. That's bullshit. Now you don't see no ancient document in the world tell you that it's gonna be all right in the end. Gonna be some ass whipping coming. The God's coming back to whip on somebody's behind. The key is you, the God, is coming back to whip on somebody's ass. You are. That's the key right now. You are the ones. You are the ones. The beings below say that God is on high, while the angels in heaven say God lives on earth. This was an ancient text talking about ye are gods.
Did y'all know that the U.S. was found guilty for genocide? Let's go through this together. A distinguished panel of 9 international jurors has released its detailed final verdict finding the United States guilty of genocide against Black, brown, and indigenous people, y'all. The 46-page document builds on the historic, legal, and political precedents represented by previous findings such as Civil Rights Congress 1951. We charge genocide. Now let's skip down, which found that the recent spate of police shootings of civilians constitute crimes against humanity. They was found guilty after having heard the testimony of numerous victims of police racism, hypermass incarcerations, environmental racism, public health inequities, and of political prisoners. Now let's skip down. The U.S. and its subdivisions guilty of all 5 counts read the verdict. We find that acts of genocide have been committed. Besides forbidding mass murders, the convention also outlaws causing serious bodily and mental harm to members of the group and deliberately inflicting on the group conditions of life calculated to bring about its physical destruction in whole or in part. I thought we all had equal opportunities here, though. What happened to the equal opportunities people that we just want to be lazy? We just want to blame the government. That was found guilty on everything we've been saying. They also noted both historically and today the consistency of broken treaties between the U.S. government and Native people. Y'all, it's time.
Think about this though. Like, wonder why, Washington, D.C. is empty, barricaded. Wonder why the government is sending other countries massive amounts of money. Wonder why, certain people, Rothschilds and stuff like that, are running out of money. I mean, it's just a lot of things that are happening and going on right before our eyes. And then they're talking about we might not even have a presidential election 2024. And I wonder why. Y'all let me know in the comments down below, man. Crazy out here in these streets. But look, we tapped in though. We got our eyes open. Make sure everybody going out here doing our research, and then everybody report back to the comments with what you find. You know, together we build.
You can really find the evidence everywhere. This was uncovered recently in Iraq, where a sinkhole revealed more of our buried and lost history. So much of our true history is right beneath the surface. I am filled with optimism the more and more I see clips like this, because years ago, these things were quickly swept under the rug. Very few people would even be aware of them. But now that people are waking up and starting to question everything, the cameras are starting to come out more and more. Just like these last two little clips. A completely forgotten about tunnel system in the hillsides of Turkey.
Right.
Raw footage like this is becoming available more and more daily. It is truly a fantastic time to be alive and to be awake. We get the opportunity to see glimpses of this beautiful realm for what it truly was. Something our fathers, our grandfathers, and great-grandfathers would never even have dreamed of. Because the only source of information and knowledge was those government-funded education centers. Same ones we all had. But now we have different sources of information coming from all over this world, disproving many of those theories taught to us as fact, with no other truths out there that are not the state-approved truth. And one last glimpse at more being revealed, this time in Moscow. Question everything, friends. Until next time. This is one of the most provable theories out there, right next to giants. Yet it is one that draws the most hate and the most blind scrutiny. People will dismiss this as nothing more than basement windows, while ignoring all the evidence presented. But these are not basement windows, any more than this is scenes from the flood of Noah. Though I definitely believe in the Great Flood, there has been much documentation in pretty much every religion depicts the Great Flood. Yet this was a separate reset event that seems to act on a cycle every few hundred years, with the last one being in the mid to late 1800s. And you can tell that by looking at the structures that are said to be a few hundred years old. And you see meters of that structure buried underground. Not just basement windows, but whole doorways where it used to be the first floor. Or take this dried up river here in China. When the water dried up in the river, it revealed a paved brick structure underneath. The evidence is hidden in plain sight. You just had to wake up and see that history is nothing more than a set of lies agreed upon. Question everything, friends. Until next time.
The truth's about a lot.
Look, before we get into that next chapter, it's gonna it's just get weirder and weirder, right? It's a reason why they don't talk about these things. Why y'all think that is the thing, man? Why do y'all think that's so? Come on, man. They're trying to keep us from the true history because the truth is a lot weirder than what you think, you know, because you were programmed at an early age to believe the wrong things. And most of us are waking up to understand that it never sat right with you. How many of y'all just felt that feeling your entire life? It just makes zero sense. Why, with some of these historical figures that you're supposed to praise and worship, you can't even find a gravesite for, but they happen to know everything that was happening at that time, but they can't even find the body because the math just ain't mathing. And they just come up with a bunch of malarkey for people to believe, you know. But with the things that we're doing on this channel, man, look, we are ringing the bell for a lot of people out here. We got to keep doing our thing. Together we rise, you know what I'm saying? And I appreciate y'all, man. But look, check this next little chapter out if y'all still here with me. Crazy.
Part infinity.
Over the math problem. Now, how many of you know about the object in Greenland? A couple of you, okay. Well, for those of you that don't know, there is a spacecraft that has melted out of the ice in Greenland. As you know, the North Pole has melted completely. You can go from London to Moscow or to Russia by going over the North Pole now. All the ice cap is gone. The last place that has ice on it was Greenland. Greenland had a 18,000-foot ice cap on it. Well, the spacecraft that is anchored in the center of Greenland created the last ice age 50,000 years ago. It's a weather machine. It's 55 miles wide, 300 miles long, and 2 miles high. The people that lived in it were called the Mois. If you draw a straight line from the spacecraft to the Washington Monument in Washington, D.C., through the Yucatan Peninsula Great Pyramid at Mitsubishi, it ends up on Easter Island where the Mois have been dug out of this dirt. The heads on Easter Island, well, 2 years ago they finally went ahead and they excavated, and they're all 65 to 85 foot people, full body carvings. And these were the people that lived in the spacecraft that was uncovered that's melting out of the ice in Greenland. So when you think we've been alone, these people have been up there for 50,000 years. The spacecraft is still active after 50,000 years. It has a 200-mile dampening field where no electrons can flow into it. In 1947, a B-52 bomber flew into that pattern, into the dampening field, when trying to fly between Maine and London. As a result of that, they lost power and crashed in Greenland. As they sent in rescue B-52 bombers to rescue them, they hit that same dampening field, but they veered off. They just ricocheted off of it. And by testing, trying to get to these guys, they were able to bring a circumference and find out that there was an object 200 miles to the center of this field. On the southwest corner of Greenland, there is a small community. It's the only community on the island of Greenland. That community is a military post, CIA, that you...
Of course. You know, like, look, I put this in my compilation before, but we have to listen to this again because we're going to build on something. And it's just crazy. Just hear me out. Just hear me out, y'all.
This is a compressed air generator to operate diesel engines to run a Caterpillar to run back and forth to 200 miles from the base to the object in Greenland. A lot of our technology comes from the reverse engineering out of the spacecraft. It is still functional and is still in operation. So it's pretty important what this thing is. All the nations worldwide are up there with the United Nations, and they're all acting, working together.
Why is that important to them? And why don't they make that public? And why is there concern certain demographics of the people? It's just crazy. It's
point is that we're not alone.
Of course
out
not.
Here in this universe.
Of course not. We building.
I swear. I said the same thing.
We bringing in Rick and Morty back. Alright, so look, y'all remember this with the giant, right?
The country have been coming in about what appears to be a giant naked man over the continental United States. We now go to...
Ain't that weird though that this would even be a thing?
Tom Randolph in New York. Tom?
Well, the eyes aren't twinkling and the dimples aren't merry, but I'm standing under a nose like a 70-mile cherry.
Thank you, Tom. Let's go now to Eric McMahon in Los Angeles.
We've got feet here on the West Coast, Bill. Giant feet, even relative to the giant man's size. And
then we compare that to this. Then we compare what we seen off Rick and Morty to this. And for those that don't know, Rick and Morty be having them bangers. I keep trying to tell y'all that these TV shows be having all the downloads inside of them. They're not just showing y'all some of this stuff for no reason. Y'all let me know what y'all think about Rick and Morty showing us about the giant behind the moon before the giant was behind the moon.
7.58 UV index. Anything over level 3 starts to give other races the most severe form of cancer, which is melanoma. You must have the blood of the sun and the consciousness of the universe in order to move forward. 7.58 UV index. UVC radiation is next. UVC radiation is at a 23. UVC radiation is at a 23. UVC radiation would dissipate when it would hit the ozone layer. The ozone layer is being removed. It is now ground level. UVC radiation is a detoxifier, a germ killer, a mutating wavelength. It is altering and changing everyone's anatomy here on this planet. The Great Awakening, the age of Aquarius, the age of revealing, where the truth is more disturbing than the lie. The truth is more disturbing than the lie. You mean to tell me that they're going to give you a God, but they won't even have a conversation with you about the pineal gland? They won't tell you anything about your genetics. You can stand out on podiums, on corners with all these religious books and speak about the greatness of the Most High, but you cannot.
We have constant C-class solar flares on.
And think about it. Look, that's going back. Remember in the movie when, you know, the radiation had the old boy teeth falling out his head, right? And he was taking creepy pictures of the girl at the swimming pool, and then he went to his room and was slanging that thing, you know what I'm saying, to the pictures that he took of her. He was very low vibrational, and what happened to him? He was the only one affected by the low frequencies because he was vibrating low at that time. That's crazy. Like, but look,
Ongoing for many days, and on and off.
His DNA was unraveling in a bad way.
For weeks and months, that no one really reports on anymore, which the planet Earth is facing. Currently, we have an M-class solar flare in progress, along with ongoing, intermittent, powerful Schumann resonance spikes. Galactic activations and upgrades to the pineal gland, crown chakra, back of head and higher heart complex continue to intensify, as all of our true, divine self is coming online now. As well as our false self arising to be purged, transcended, and alchemized. These powerful solar energies, plasma waves, and diamond white platinum white out of the field, is dissolving all that is false and artificial along with any remaining false matrix overlays and projections, programming and beliefs, perceptions, and reversals within the one consciousness and bringing the higher heart mind and cosmic consciousness fully online for the collective. Our brains are being rewired as the planetary brain gets reset and upgraded, ready for us to fully remember our true tribal records, memories, and history again, all supported by the crystalline grid activations. These powerful DNA, diamond plasma light body, and heart and mind opening activations continue to burn all of our old templating and lower codings within our DNA, which dissolves the lower, artificial realities and timelines, all based on thought. As our memories of the past change, so does our present and future. Nothing is set here nor linear. That's quantum timeline mechanics. We get to change our realities as we change from deep within the way we think and perceive reality. As we shift our consciousness, this also shifts the instruction sets within our DNA, which activates the higher consciousness realities. As we shift and change, what we believe to be true, how we act and what we project out. It's important to keep going within for divine higher guidance that is unique to each soul. Each one's path carries a divine higher purpose and meaning that can only be fully known by the self.
Real quick, what's the difference between giants and Titan? Well, Titans are Earth's self-defense system. So, you think of Attack on Titan, you know how you see them big ass things? That's Earth's self-defense system. That motherfucker finna activate very soon. You finna see a lot of motherfucking Titans. There's one in the Grand Canyon. There's like a 6 or 7 around the Earth. There's one in the Bermuda Triangle. There's one in China near sort of where the Great Wall of Tartaria is. If you know, you know. There's one in Canada. There's one in all the major continents. Let's just put it like that. You remember Hawaii? You remember that island that looked like a dude? I think it was Lahaina or Maui. The way they shot a laser at the island, it looked like a giant or a Titan from the side. If you took a map, like a Google map, above it, it looked like a person sleeping in a fetal position. It's almost like they're trying to stop something. Giants are creatures that have been here for a long time. they tried to hide them out of history so you wouldn't know they were in Tartaria. You can get a couple of books, you know what I'm saying? A lot of books they try to hide, and some people say, well, these books are fictitious that you mentioned, and sometimes, like, you know, the James W. Lee book, I know some people say, even in the front of the book, it says, this book is fictitious. They got to put that stuff out in order to publish it.
Those are the same people that pick and choose what they want to believe out of the Bible too, but they're supposed to be like the ultimate believers. But that's not true, though. You can point it out to them, and that's not real. But thought you believed in it, though. You feel me? But we're going to keep going, though, because they stupid as hell.
Right? Because if they really showed you the real shit, they wouldn't publish it. Just like patents, right? If you go apply for a patent that'll help the world, they'll deny your shit. Why? Because some of those patent systems were designed to steal motherfucking ideas or hide shit that's beneficial for humanity. You don't believe me? Look up the Invention Secrecy Act of 1952. We got so much shit, bro. So much technology that we should be on some Jetson shit right now. You know they made a washing machine that could clear dirt with sound long time ago? Imagine never needing to buy detergent again. The first light bulb ever created is still on to this day. Why are we still paying for light bulbs? No fucking reason. Did you know?
Everything is for monetary gain. It's the beast system. Come on now.
They made a car that runs on water more than 10 times. Every time it came out, something happened to the creator. Did you know an African man made a car that runs on kinetic solar power energy? It basically powers itself as it drives. When he came to America, they tried to adios that dude 7 times while he was here. He made it back to Africa. But while he was here, do you know there's a man named Adam West who created it seems like a giant humidifier that can grab air and turn it into water. He went to Flint, Michigan. You know what they did? They sabotaged his machine. And it wasn't just no random vandals. They took out key components of his machine. Do you know we have free energy towers called ether coils, aka Tesla coils, that can generate energy without cords. Imagine not needing to charge anything in your house because you have a dodecahedron, you can look that up, or a hexahedron, right, in your house that'll power your electronics. You don't need plugs anymore. Where your internet come from? Is it from satellites? Oh no, it's from fiber optic cables. Or your internet come from underground. So, what's the satellites for?
You gotta think though, too, people. Look, is the math. Think about this. When you get higher, like I stay very high, right, in the building. The internet's I have no service up here, but on the ground I have amazing service, right? When you get on the airplane, why can't you be connected to your cell phone? But because you're closer to the satellites, right? But no, because we understand it don't come from there. It's down below. Stop playing games.
That's strange. I showed you the hover car they had in the 1900s. Go to the Dr. Regenerated. Hover car, right at the top. Pneumatic tunnels. You know how you go to the bank and you put your little money in the thing and push the button? They had that for humans. What else they been hiding with technology? Blimps, you remember those? Those used to be airships. Some of those super high towers like in New York, those were docking places where they would dock. Man, it's crazy how far behind. You know, cell phones. They have a cell phone that's just plexiglass. It has no electronics in it that you can use your phone on already. Google owns a patent right now to tap in the sky. Come on, bro.
Yep.
I showed you robots over there in Japan. They made a Gundam. You should look up DARPA, DARPA, the Defense Technology Company of America. They make robot insects, dogs, spiders, all kinds of shit. Underground, blacklist projects. Where your money go? If they don't ever tell you what they doing with them projects, why are we paying tax money to them? That's crazy. We got everlasting light bulbs. Imagine never having to pay light bulbs. They got cleaning supplies that could clean your house for 6 months in that Invention Secrecy Act, bro. They got so much shit, bro. You'll be surprised. But I'm not. Technology, told you. Flip.
Hey, real talk though. I want y'all to do me one solid though. For real. Let's get real. Go look this stuff up.
This is the 5th and final part of Admiral Byrd's diary of his adventures beyond the ice. If you haven't checked out the other 4 parts, you can find them here or see the full video on my Telegram page. The link is in the bio. And don't worry, I have much more on Admiral Byrd to come. The military hero, the Freemason, the polar explorer. What an intriguing guy.
Namely, that of atomic energy. Our emissaries have already delivered messages to the powers of your world, and yet they do not heed. Now you have been chosen to be witness here that our world does exist. You see, our culture and science is many thousands of years beyond your race, Admiral.
Yo, y'all really like, if you don't do anything, pay attention to pay attention to the words they use and say on here.
I interrupted, but what does this have to do with me, sir? The Master's eyes seemed to penetrate deeply into my mind, and after studying me for a few moments, he replied, "Your race has now reached the point of no return. For there are those among you who would destroy your very world, rather than relinquish their power as they know it." I nodded, and the Master continued. In 1945 and afterward, we tried to contact your...
Break this down. Like, what are they currently doing now? Losing control and acting like babies, destroying everything, right? Polluting the skies, the food, everything. Seems like a kid throwing a fit, right?
race, but our efforts were met with hostility. Our Flugerods were fired upon, yes, even pursued with malice and animosity by your fighter planes. So, now I say to you, my son, there is a great storm gathering in your world, a black fury that will not spend itself for many years. There will be no answer in your arms. There will be no safety in your science. It may rage on until every flower of your culture is trampled, and all human things are leveled in vast chaos. Your recent war was only a prelude of what is yet to come for your race. We here see it more clearly with each hour. Do you say I'm mistaken? No, I answer. It happened once before. The Dark Ages came and they lasted for more than 500 years. Yes, my son, replied the Master. The Dark Ages that will come now for your race will cover the earth like a pall. But I believe that some of your race will live through the storm. Beyond that, I cannot say. We see at a great distance a new world stirring from the ruins of your race, seeking its lost and legendary treasures. And they will be here, my son, safe in our keeping. When that time arrives, we shall come forward again to help revive your culture and your race. Perhaps by then, you will have learned the futility of war and its strife. And after that time, certain of your culture and science will be returned for your race to begin anew. You, my son, are to return to the surface world with this message. With these closing words, our meeting seemed at an end. I stood for a moment as in a dream, but yet I knew this was reality, and for some strange reason I bowed slightly, either out of respect or humility. I do not know which. Suddenly I was again aware that the two beautiful hosts who had brought me here were again at my side. This way, Admiral, motioned one. I turned once more before leaving and looked back toward the Master. A gentle smile was etched on his delicate and ancient face. Farewell, my son, he spoke. Then he gestured with a lovely, slender hand motion of peace, and our meeting was truly ended.
Think about it. They say basically they're gonna, like, we're gonna go through a dark period, right? It's like a cycle with us. Like, it's crazy though. Like, and then they will introduce us back to like our like technologies and stuff like that. Hopefully, we will learn our lesson. Like, man, it's like that's crazy to even think about because all the evidence points to certain things, all the buried technology and ancient civilizations that we walk upon today, and that, you know, the people that know about the information are clearly hiding. It's a reason why we have the most pyramids in the United States of America, quote unquote, and nobody wants to talk about it. That's what I be looking at. Let me know in the comments down below. Do y'all be thinking on the same lines? Like, we have the most pyramids here, but nobody wants to talk about it. You wonder why? Let me know in the comments down below. Is your number one reason why they don't want to talk about it. And the reason why we're going to go and figure this shit out. We're going to go and dig the shit up. They can't stop us all.
I'm going to say something, a message from Spirit that's going to annoy some people. If you're not a Black American, you probably want to leave. If you are a Black American, you saw that video where they said the biggest threat to what's happening out east as a young black youth here in America. They didn't say black people globally. They said here in America. That's because it is your power that is rising. And I've seen this. I've seen this when I have so many black women in particular coming to me because they feel called to me, but what it's for is for activation. And every time I start getting in their energy, it is huge power that has been locked and suppressed and bound down inside of them, that those binds are starting to snap and they're waking up. It is us. We're the ones ushering in this new world, you guys. Why do you think they will not acknowledge the harm that they've done to us? Why do you think that they will pay people over there billions of dollars every year, but they won't even think about giving us reparations? Why do you think that every time we start to rise in power, whether it's a community or economic wealth, they will cut us down at our knees? Why do you think that now that black women are the most educated demographic in the United States, that now there's a bunch of places saying they don't care about college degrees anymore, right? Every time we start to find a little bit of power, they come after us. Why? Because we have all the power, you guys. And I'm not talking about racial supremacy. I'm not talking about nothing like that.
Right.
What I am talking about is when a people has been stripped from their identity, the way that Black Americans uniquely, and when I say Black Americans, I mean North and South. I don't just mean in the United States, have been stripped from their identity, stripped from their culture. Understand why. It's for a time like this. Now, here I am thinking, why is it Black Americans, right? Why not just all Black people globally? And then I realized there is no global Black community. Blackness is a very American thing, and that is more uniquely North American, right? I saw a video yesterday of people complaining about Black Americans going over and colonizing parts of Africa. And that broke my damn heart, because it made me realize Black Americans have no home. They have no home. You know why? Because they're meant to make a new home. There's a new power, and you're going to see, just like with the Diddy mess, they're going to be trying to distract you from your power. They want you talking about, and Black leaders, right, who run gossip sites, they want you so distracted. Y'all need to turn that mess off. Andre 3000 came through for a time because he felt it. I'm sure he felt it. Why do you think he gave the Black community this flute, one of the highest vibration musical instruments that you're going to use, right? So please don't be distracted right now. Please don't be distracted right now. Please don't listen to the people who tell you that you have no power. There's a reason why they work so hard to keep one group so oppressed ideologically over all else. And it is because we hold the power. Where do you think the gods are bound? Where do you think they are? Inside of us. They're returning from inside of us. Now, some people aren't going to like this because they think I'm going to be saying that they have less. I'm not talking about y'all. I'm not talking about y'all. I'm talking about one group of people. And if you feel the need to center yourself, then you're part of the damn problem. You are part of the problem. Power would not be so, they would not be so vested in keeping power away from us if we had no power. There's only one reason they would work so hard to convince us over and over and over to create a whole system that ensured we didn't have power, and it's because we do. It is for a time like this. I need, please wake up. Please break out of the religious paradigm. Please break out of the paradigm that has, there's so many Black Americans. I'm remembering something Spirit was saying last night. I think Black Americans have a unique ability to manifest really, really severely. We don't just manifest, it's like we amplify something. So we take an energy in, we infuse it with our energy, we give it that flavor, we amplify it. We have already shaped the world, you guys. Y'all don't see your power. Once you travel, you see the power of Black culture, Black American culture in particular. So think about the things they have us fixated on. Think about the images of us that they allow us to see. Think about what's seated in our music. And remember who the hell you are.
The Devil's Trap for the Good Life.
I just want to iterate on that fact, though. We're not talking about putting nobody else down when we speak about that. But one thing is, we're not Black. I want to keep saying that. And white people, you're not white either. I've never seen a white person. I've never seen a Black person ever in my life. Go look that shit up. That's not who we are. We've all been misled. We've all been led astray. And if you look at the movie that we were talking about in the beginning, Leave the World Behind, in the end, they wanted us to what? Destroy each other. With all the guns and the weapons and stuff that we all have. They wanted us, they indoctrinated us from children. And what do they want us to do? They want us to continue. They want us to fight each other and stuff. They want us to finish the war and finish warring amongst each other, because that's what they built this for. That's what they built all of this for at the pinnacle. But at the end of the day, we're a lot smarter than that. We're coming together, and we're not tripping off of that. We're not gonna fight each other. We're not gonna do that. What we're gonna do is we're gonna band together. And we're gonna continue to raise our vibrations together. Real talk. There ain't no warring. Warring is stupid. But if we have to, we will fight. But it's not gonna be amongst each other. Let me know how y'all feel about that in the comments down below.
A politician dies and ends up at the pearly gates. St. Peter says, "We have a policy for people of your profession. You have to spend one day in both heaven and hell, and then choose where you want to stay for eternity." He goes to heaven first, where he finds angels singing and people playing harps. Heaven seems very boring to him. The next day, he goes to hell. To his surprise, he sees lush greenery and luxurious five-star hotels instead of a barren wasteland and people being tortured. He is greeted by Satan, who is wearing a tuxedo and sipping on a martini. He says, "Hell is misrepresented by humans. We have luxury hotels, the best chefs, and top-notch sports facilities, including a large pool." The politician spends the entire day enjoying the luxury in hell. The next day, he is taken back to the pearly gates and chooses to live in hell from now on. He is sent to hell, but this time, he sees a barren wasteland, illuminated only by rivers of lava, and hears the screams of people being tortured. Once again, he sees Satan in his tuxedo, sipping on a martini, and asks, "What happened to the hotel?" Satan replies, "Well, yesterday we were campaigning, and today you voted."
Did y'all catch that? Did y'all catch that? It's not always what it seems, but at the end of the day, this movie right here, it was symbolizing a lot. The different warfares that are happening on the people of the land. It's crazy. At the climax of the movie, like I was just saying, at the end of that video, like it's designed for us to finish it off ourselves. And the people with the big money were moving. They were moving funny. They were moving weird. They were saying weird things. They took all their money. They were sending their money away. And guess what? They disappeared. Where did they go? Where do y'all think they go? What we've been talking about the whole time? What did we have evidence of? Like, it's facts, nigga. They got tunnels everywhere. Why did NASA all of a sudden stop researching the ocean? I mean, they still got little things that they do in the ocean, whoop whoop whoop. But they trying to get out the firmament. They're trying to get out the dome. For what? Who are you trying to escape from? We got a lot of fucking questions. And then they got this Project Monarch that's happening, but they keep saying stuff about creatures and monsters and stuff like that a lot lately. And then you have some scientists saying that we have, giants underneath the ground that were, that's always been here. I'm talking about giant creatures, not people beings. I'm talking about creatures. They said they're creatures. 100, 200 foot tall. Like, is that type of shit about to come to the top of the planet? Y'all let me know how y'all feel about that in the comments down below. Look, I'm not trying to turn into a chocolate snack for a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? That's not the way I want to go. That ain't it for me. But you know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta be prepared, people. And we can't afford to be divided. Look, you can be a badass all you want to. Oh, I hyped your boy, like, because you're that color. Like, that's stupid. You be on your own. Us smart people, we're gonna stick together. Cause look, it is what it is. I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. If we had to outrun some shit, I'm pretty sure that I'm faster than most of y'all. I just want us to be in a big group. So you know what I'm saying? I can separate from the pack and I can have more time to get away. You feel me? But nah. I love making these videos with y'all, man. I love making these videos. I love coming on here talking to y'all. Y'all let me know in the comments down below. Or is the giant, are those our old bodies? Because I'm hearing a lot of speaking, I'm hearing a lot of talking, and I see a lot of things that I can't disclose on the internet. It's certain things that I can talk about on here, certain things that I just can't. You're talking about leaked documents and all these other things that are out here for y'all to go and find like some real evidence. And you talking about leaked stuff from Snowden and everything else. Did y'all catch those files? Look, man, y'all got to be hip to what's going on and what's going on with us. I'm about to drop this on my vlog channel. If y'all haven't tapped in, y'all go tap in with my vlog channel. I'm about to show y'all some things on there too as well. But look, I see y'all in the next video. And like I always say, man, spread love because there's too much hate in this world. Love you guys. I see y'all in the next video. And I'm out though. Bye.